Study Section 8, Introduction to Web Programming. Web Programming in PHP Server-Side. Introduction. In the previous study session, we explained JavaScript as an object-oriented computer programming language commonly used to create interactive effects within web browsers. In this study session, we will learn how to use the server-side scripting language to add dynamic effects to our website. Such effects include server-side form validation, transmitting information or data from page to page, and also accessing the database. Learning outcomes. When you have studied this session, you should be able to examine the difference between tags, elements, and attributes. Outline how a web page uses markup to describe how the page should be structured. Use the elements that allow you to mark up text such as headings and paragraphs. Use elements that can add additional presentation information and phrasing to your document. Add bulleted and numbered lists to document. Distinguish different types of elements in XHTML. PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. PHP is a recursive acronym for PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. Common uses of PHP. PHP performs system functions, that is, from files on a system, it can create, open, read, write, and close them. The other uses of PHP are: PHP can handle forms, that is, gather data from files, save data to a file through email. 1. You can send data, return data to the user. 2. You add, delete, modify elements within your database through PHP. 3. Access cookies, variables, and set cookies. 4. Using PHP, you can restrict users to access some pages of your website. 5. It can encrypt data. Escape to PHP. The PHP parsing engine needs a way to differentiate PHP code from other elements in the page. The mechanism for doing so is known as escaping to PHP. There are 4 ways to do this. Canonical PHP tags. The most universally effective PHP tag style is: if you use this style, you can be positive that your tags will always be correctly interpreted. Short open SGML style tags. Short or short open tags look like this. Short tags are, as one might expect, the shortest option. You must do one of 2 things to enable PHP to recognize the tags. Choose the Enable Short Tags configuration option when you are building PHP. Set the Short Open Tags setting in your php.ini file to on. This option must be disabled to parse XML with PHP because the same syntax is used for XML tags. ASP style tags. ASP style tags mimic the tags used by active server pages to delineate code blocks. ASP style tags look like this. To use ASP style tags, you will need to set the configuration option in your php.ini file, HTML script tags. HTML script tags look like this. Script language is equal to PHP. Take 2. HTML script tags look like this. Hello World script in PHP. To get a feel for PHP, first start with simple PHP script. Since Hello World is an essential example, first we will create a friendly little Hello World script. As mentioned earlier, PHP is embedded in HTML. That means that amongst your normal HTML or XHTML, if you are cutting edge, you have PHP statements like this. It will produce following result: Hello World. If you examine the HTML output of the above example, you will notice that the PHP code is not present in the file sent from the server to your web browser. All of the PHP present in the web page is processed and stripped from the page. The only thing returned to the client from the web server is pure HTML output. Commenting PHP code. A comment is the portion of a program that exists only for the human reader and stripped out before displaying the program's result. There are two commenting formats in PHP. Single-line comment. They are generally used for short explanations or notes relevant to the local code. Here are the examples of single-line comment. Hash, this is a comment, and hash, this is the second line of the comment. Double slash, this is a comment too. Each style comments only. Print an example with single-line comments. Multi-lines printing. Here are the examples to print multiple lines in a single print statement. Hash first example, print, end. This uses the here document syntax to output multiple lines with and variable interpolation. Note that the here document terminator must appear on a line with just a semicolon, no extra white space. End. Hash second example, print. This spans multiple lines. The new lines will be output as well. Multiple lines comment. They are generally used to provide pseudocode algorithms and more detailed explanations when necessary. The multi-line style of commenting is the same as in C. Here is the example of multi-lines comment. Slash asterisk, this is a comment with multi-line. Author, Muhammad Mutashim. Purpose, multi-line comments demo. Subject, PHP. Asterisk slash, print an example with multi-line comment. PHP is whitespace insensitive. Whitespace is the stuff you type that is typically invisible on the screen, including spaces, tabs, and carriage returns end-of-line characters. PHP whitespace insensitive means that it almost never matters how many whitespace characters you have in a row. One whitespace character is the same as many such characters. For example, each of the following PHP statements that assigns the sum of 2 plus 2 to the variable and 4 is equivalent. PHP is case sensitive. Here, it is true that PHP is a case sensitive language. Try out following example. This will produce following result. Variable capital is 67. Variable capital is. Statements are expressions terminated by semicolons. A statement in PHP is any expression that is followed by a semicolon. Any sequence of valid PHP statements that is enclosed by the PH tags is a valid PHP program. Here is a typical statement in PHP, which in this case assigns a string of characters to a variable called greeting. Greeting is equal to welcome to PHP. Expressions are combinations of tokens. The smallest building blocks of PHP are the indivisible tokens such as numbers, 3.14159 strings, 2 variables, 2 constant, true, and the special words that make up the syntax of PHP itself, like if, else, while, for, and so forth. Braces make blocks. Although statements cannot be combined like expressions, you can always put a sequence of statements anywhere a statement can go by enclosing them in a set of curly braces. Here both statements are equivalent. If 3 is equal to 2 plus 1, print good, I haven't totally lost my mind. If 3 is equal to 2 plus 1, print good, I haven't totally, print lost my mind. Variables. The main way to store information in the middle of a PHP program is by using a variable. Here are the most important things to know about variables in PHP. 1. All variables in PHP are denoted with a leading $sign. 2. The value of a variable is the value of its most recent assignment. 3. Variables are assigned with the operator with the variable on the left hand side and the expression to be evaluated on the right. 4. Variables can but do not need to be declared before assignment. 5. Variables in PHP do not have intrinsic types. A variable does not know in advance whether it will be used to store a number or a string of characters. 6. Variables used before they are assigned have default values. 7. PHP does a good job of automatically converting types from one to another when necessary. 8. PHP variables are pair-like. Data types. PHP has a total of 8 data types which we use to construct our variables. 1. Integers are whole numbers without a decimal point, like 4195. The $int underscore variable is equal to 12345. $another underscore int is equal to minus 12345 plus 12345. 2. Doubles are floating point numbers like 3.14159 or 42 or 49.1. Many is equal to 2.2888800. Many underscore 2 is equal to 2.2111200. Few is equal to many plus many underscore 2. Print many plus many underscore 2 is equal to few. BR in angular bracket. 3. Booleans have only 2 possible values, either true or false. If true, print this will always print BRS. Print this will never print BR. 4. Null is a special type that only has one value. Null my underscore var is equal to null. 5. Strings are sequences of characters like PHP supports string operations. Strings underscore 1 is equal to this is a string in double quote. String underscore 2 is equal to this is a somewhat longer singly quoted string. String underscore 39 is equal to this string has 39 characters. String underscore 0 is equal to semicolon double slash a string with 0 characters. Strings that are delimited by double quote, as in this, are preprocessed in both the following 2 ways by PHP. 6. Certain character sequences beginning with backslash are replaced with special characters. 7. Variable names starting with $sign are replaced with string representations of their values. The escape sequence replacement are \n is replaced by the new line character. 2. \r is replaced by the carried return character. 3. \t is replaced by the tab character. 4. $sign is replaced by the $sign itself. 5. Inverted comma is replaced by a single double quote. 6. Double quote is replaced by a single double quote. 8. Arrays are named and indexed collections of other values. Objects are instances of programmer-defined classes which can package up both other kinds of values and functions that are specific to the class. 9. Resources are special variables that hold references to resources external to PHP, such as database connections. The first 5 are simple types, and the next 2 arrays and objects are compound. The compound types can package up other arbitrary values of arbitrary type, whereas the simple types cannot. Constant. A constant is a name or an identifier for a simple value. A constant value cannot change during the execution of the script. By default, a constant is case sensitive. By convention, constant identifiers are always uppercase. A constant name starts with a letter or underscore followed by any number or letters, numbers, or underscores. If you have defined a constant, it can never be changed or undefined. To define a constant, you have to use define function, and to retrieve the value of a constant, you have to simply specify its name. Unlike with variables, you do not need to have a constant with a $. You can also use the function constant to read a constant's value if you wish to obtain the constant's name dynamically. Constant function, as indicated by the name, this function will return the value of the constant. This is useful when you want to retrieve value of a constant but you do not know its name. That is, it is stored in a variable or returned by a function. Constant example. PHP define minimum size 50 echo minimum size echo constant minimum size / same thing as the previous line. Only scalar data, Boolean, integer, float, and string can be contained in constants. Differences between constants and variables are: 1. There is no need to write a $sign before a constant, whereas in variable one has to write a $sign. 2. Constants cannot be defined by simple assignment, they may only be defined using the define function. 3. Constants may be defined and accessed anywhere without regard to variable scoping rules. 4. Once a constant has been set, may not be defined or undefined. PHP language support. Take 2. Operator types. PHP language supports following type of operators. 1. Arithmetic operators. Echo addition operation result. Echo subtraction operation result. Echo multiplication operation result. Echo division operation result. Echo modulus operation result. Echo increment operation result. Echo decrement operation result. This will produce the following result: addition operation result 62, subtraction operation result 22, multiplication operation result 840, division operation result 2.1, modulus operation result 2, increment operation result 42, decrement operation result 43. 2. Comparison operators. Echo test: A is equal to B br/ in angle bracket S. Echo test: A is not equal to B br/ in angle bracket. Echo text 2: A is greater than B br/ in angle bracket. Read on and on like that. This will produce the following result: text 1, A is not equal to B. Text 2, A is greater than B. Text 3, A is not less than B. Text 4, A is not equal to B. Text 5, A is either greater than or equal to B. Text 6, A is neither less than nor equal to B. 3. Logical or relational operators. Also read on. Echo addition operation result. Echo addition and assignment operation result. Echo subtract and assignment operation result. Echo multiply and assignment operation result. Echo division and assignment operation result. Echo modulus and assignment operation result. This will produce the following result: addition operation result 62, add and assignment operation result 104, subtract and assignment operation result 62, multiply and assignment operation result 2604, division and assignment operation result 62, modulus and assignment operation result 20. 5. Conditional or ternary operators. It first evaluates an expression for a true or false value and then execute one of the two given statements depending upon the result of the evaluation. If condition is true, then assign A to result otherwise. B */. If condition is true, then assign A to result otherwise. B */. This will produce the following result: text 1, value of result is 20. Text 2, value of result is 10. All the operators we have discussed above can be categorized into the following categories. 1. Unary prefix operators, which precede a single operand. 2. Binary operators, which take two operands and perform a variety of arithmetic and logical operations. 3. The conditional operator, a ternary operator, which takes three operands and evaluates either the second or third expression, depending on the evaluation of the first expression. 4. Assignment operators, which assign a value to a variable. Precedence of PHP operators. Here, operators with the highest precedence appear at the top of the table, those with the lowest appear at the bottom. Within an expression, higher precedence operators will be evaluated first. Operator precedence. Category, operator, associativity, unary, right to left, multiplicative, left to right, additive, left to right, relational, left to right, equality, left to right, logical and, left to right, logical or, left to right, conditional, right to left, assignment, right to left. An array is a data structure that stores one or more similar type of values in a single value. For example, if you want to store 100 numbers, then instead of defining 100 variables, it is easy to define an array of 100 length. There are 3 different kinds of arrays, and each array value is accessed using an ID which is called array index. 1. Numeric array. An array with a numeric index. Values are stored and accessed in linear fashion. 2. Associative array. An array with strings as index. This stores element values in association with key values rather than in a strict linear index order. Multidimensional array. An array containing one or more arrays and values are accessed using multiple indices. Note, built-in array functions is given in function reference PHP array functions. PHP code. PHP code starts out looking like HTML code and ends up looking nothing like it. If you've looked at HTML code, you've seen things that look like M or H2. You will put your PHP code between and, for example, the following web page will display the current time. Except for the PHP part, this looks like a normal web page. This only PHP. Take 2. The only PHP part is the. If you save this file as text.php on your website and then view it, you will see the current time every time you reload your page. Functions. PHP uses functions to get things done. The functions we just used are the echo function and the date function. The echo function is simple. Whatever you give it, it echoes to the web page. In this case, we gave it the date function. The date function returns the current date and time in whatever format you want. The format code we used was H:I A. This means we want the hour, a column, the minute, a space, and either AM or PM. If it is currently March 9, 10, 11 AM and 14 seconds, this will give us 10:11 AM, which the echo function inserts as part of the web page. PHP with forms. PHP is designed to be used with HTML forms. Add the following to the body of your text file. You said your favorite color was, and if form method is equal to post action is equal to test.php. This is a one-field form. It just asks for the reader's favorite color. The form's action is the file itself. Any PHP file can also be a form interpreter. The only field we have is the field color, so PHP automatically creates a container called color, which contains what the reader typed in that field. The line color is equal to _request color. Tells PHP to take the request called color and place that in the container called $color. PHP puts form data into a list called $_request. You can ask for each form item by name in that list. The line if color tells PHP that we only want to do the next few lines until the if if the variable color exists and has something in it. If this is the first time the reader viewed the page, or the reader pressed the Take 2, or the reader pressed the submit button without typing a favorite color, color will be empty and those lines will be skipped. We make use of the echo function to set the color of the useSet line and to pre-fill the field if they have already filled out the form once. Notice that we moved in and out of HTML in this example. We start with PHP switch while it's Take 2. We start with PHP switch while still in the if area to HTML and then switch back to PHP. Sometimes you will want to know whether the field exists rather than or in addition to whether it actually has anything in it. You can use a function called iSet to determine this. Rewrite your web page so that it reads. You need to enter A. You said your favorite color was, and if S, echo P in angular bracket, welcome to our color extravaganza. What is your favorite color? You will notice a couple of changes here. First, we have an if Take 2. First, we have an if inside of our if block. This is perfectly reasonable and you will often do this. First, we see if the container color is set, that is, has it been used at all. If it has, we go ahead and decide whether it has anything in it. In this case, we specifically check to see if it contains that is nothing. Here we used to Take 2. Here we used two equal signs. This is the source of one of the most common mistakes in programming. When we set a container to another value, we use a single. When we check to see what a container contains, we use a double. If you use one in place of the other, you will have major problems. If our color container contains nothing, we tell them they need to enter a color, otherwise we display their color. Go ahead and try this script out. When you first visit the page, it should welcome you. If you try to submit the form with no color, it should tell you that you need to enter a color. Post and get. There are a number of methods that you can use to send your form data to the server for PHP to parse. Two of the most common are post and get. These each have their own place. The get method is very useful if you want the viewers to be able to come back to the results page. For example, if you are providing a list of rooms in a building, you might use get to allow them to bookmark a specific building. Or if you are providing a form that lets them search a list of classes by topic, you might use get so that they can bookmark the topic and come back to it later to see if there are any new classes in that topic. The get method also allows them to copy the URL out of their web browser and send it by email. So they could, for example, look up classes on a certain topic and then email a link to those classes to a friend. Search engines often use the get method. This allows viewers to bookmark certain searches and it allows them to send the search results to friends or colleagues. The post method is not bookmarkable. You should use post if you do not want the user to be able to come back to this page. For example, if they are purchasing something, you don't want them to submit the purchase twice. If they are deleting something from your database, coming back a second time will probably just result in an error. If they are inserting something into your database, they may end up inserting it twice if you aren't careful with your PHP code. Take 2 with your PHP code. Post information is also somewhat more secure. Get information is part of the URL. This means that it is also stored in the web server's logs. Anyone who can see those logs can see the form information. Even if the server itself is a secure server, get information is still posted to the logs. If your form requests secure or private information, you should use POST to submit it. If they are going to be submitting a lot of data, you will need to use POST. Web browsers and web servers can truncate GET submissions. The limit on the size of a GET submission is highly variable, but the general recommendation is that if the form data is likely to approach 1024 bytes, go with the POST method. This is probably part of the reason that search engines which want to be bookmarkable will abbreviate their form fields to 2-letter or 1-letter field names. PHP with email. There is also a function that sends email from PHP. You can take form results and compile them into an email message and send that email to yourself. The mail function has 3 parts: the address you are sending to, the subject of the message, and the body of the message. Add the both sections below. You need to enter a color and a name. Send me an email with their favorite. What is your favorite color? What is your name? Here the function mail takes more than one argument. Each item between commas between the parentheses is an argument to the function. We are sending mail argument to specify the address the message should go to, the subject of the message, and the body of the message. Don't forget to replace your address with your email address. Finally, notice the 2 lines that begin with double slashes. PHP ignores any line that begins with double slashes. We can use this to put comment in our script. When you have any script larger than a few lines, it is very useful to comment each piece of the script so that you can remember what that piece purpose is later. Error reporting. If you did not receive that error, and if PHP still did not work, it may be that you do not have error reporting turned on. At the very top of your web page in the PHP, add error reporting E_all raised to power E_notice. This turns on all errors and then turns off notices. Study section summary. In this study session, we discussed that 1. PHP is a recursive acronym for PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. Take 2. Hypertext Preprocessor. 2. PHP is a server-side scripting language that is embedded in HTML. It is used to manage dynamic content, databases, session tracking, even build entire e-commerce sites. 3. It is integrated with a number of popular databases including MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, Symebase, Informix, and Microsoft SQL Server. 4. PHP is pleasantly zippy in its execution, especially when compiled as an Apache module on the Unix side. The MySQL server, once started, executes even very complex queries with huge results set in record-setting time. 5. PHP supports a large number of major protocols such as POP3, IMAP, and LDAP. 6. PHP 4 added support for Java and distributed object architectures COM and Cobra. Take 2. COM and Cobra, making entire development a possibility for the first time. 7. PHP is a recursive acronym for PHP Hypertext Preprocessor. 8. There are 4 ways to escape PHP, namely canonical PHP tags, short open SGML style tags, ASP style tags, HTML script tags. 9. A comment is the portion of a program that exists only for the human reader. There are 2 types, namely single-line comment used for short explanations and multi-line comment to provide pseudocode algorithms and more detailed explanations when necessary. 10. A statement in PHP is any expression that is followed by a semicolon. Any sequence of valid PHP statements that is enclosed by the PHP tags is a valid PHP program. 11. The main way to store information in the middle of a PHP program is by using a variable. 12. PHP has a total of 8 data types which we use to construct our variables, integers, doubles, booleans, null, strings. 13. Arrays are named and indexed collections of other values. 14. Objects are instances of programmer-defined classes. 15. A constant is a name or an identifier for a simple value. 16. The arithmetic operators in PHP are plus, minus, multiplication, division, double dash, plus plus, percentage. 17. The comparison operators in PHP are angle bracket is equal to take 2. 17. The comparison operators in PHP are greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to. 18. The logical or relational operators in PHP are and, or. 19. The assignment operators in PHP are. 20. The conditional or ternary operator in PHP is. 21. The operator precedence in PHP can be represented by an acronym. Numeralcar, a unary, M multiplication, A addition, relational, C comparison, L logical, C conditional, A assignment. 22. There are two methods that can be used to send form data to the server for PHP to parse. They are post and get. This each has its own place. 23. PHP has feature for capturing error. This is the end of study section 8. Thanks for listening.